For clarity, I should mention that I have a hearing disability that has made me hard of hearing. I understand that there are some things in life I may never fully grasp, but I still look back on this experience, wondering what truly happened and what I should have done differently. This all took place about a year ago, just after the holiday season. I had finally settled back into my routine after traveling and spending time with family and friends. I live in a small suburban neighborhood in southern Quebec, right along the edge of a forest. It's a quiet place where most residents know each other, and honestly, I've always liked that. It feels warm and familiar. During winter, I often take my dog, Monty, a Rottweiler Husky mix, on walks through the forest trails. They're easy paths, nothing challenging, and perfect for clearing my head. One afternoon in February, after a late lunch, I decided to take Monty out for a walk. The forest was covered in fresh snow, untouched in places, like a blank canvas. I let Monty off his leash as usual, and we followed the trail until we reached a fork. One path looked completely untouched, so I took it, feeling a bit adventurous. That trail led to a clearing. I stopped to use the binoculars I'd received for Christmas, hoping to spot some birds. While scanning the tree line, I noticed something strange in the distance, a blue tarp forming what looked like a makeshift shelter. I considered checking it out, but the light was fading, so I turned back. That's when Monty began acting strangely, sniffing the ground, alert, tense. I looked down and noticed footprints in the snow much larger than my own. There were no other forks in the trail. Whoever made them must have passed me while I wasn't paying attention. As we walked back, Monty suddenly stopped and began barking violently behind me. I turned around and saw a man standing no more than a meter away. He was tall, wearing charcoal snow pants and a white camouflage jacket, his hands buried in his pockets. He appeared to be speaking, but I couldn't hear him or read his lips in the dim light. I tried to communicate that I was hard of hearing and that it was getting late. Eventually, I made it home, unsettled, but trying not to overthink the encounter. That night, around 3 a.m., Monty woke me by licking my hand. I checked my phone and saw a message from my neighbor asking if everything was okay. Apparently, Monty had been barking uncontrollably. When I went downstairs, Monty was barking hysterically at the patio door. As the motion sensor light turned on, my heart dropped. The same man from the forest was standing in my backyard. I immediately texted 911, grabbed the machete from under my bed, and locked myself in my room with Monty. I watched shadows move under the door, convinced he was about to break in, but he never did. When the police arrived, they found the patio door smashed and the backyard gate open, leading directly into the forest. They believed the man escaped that way. I told them about the shelter I'd seen the day before. After that night, I stayed with a family friend and avoided the forest entirely. I never heard back from the police. To this day, I only walk my dog on open roads, trying not to think too deeply about what could have happened.
My name is Ember. I'm 16 years old and I live in Illinois with my younger sister, Kate. One morning in December, we decided to go see a horror movie. Halfway through the film, my phone buzzed loudly. It was my dad. He texted, asking if we could bring him lunch since the cafe near his work in the woods was closed. It seemed normal, so we packed food and drove out to meet him. When we arrived, he didn't answer our calls. Instead, he texted us, telling us to walk down a hill and wait by the lake. As the sun began to set, we saw a man sitting on the dock with his back to us. Thinking it was our dad, we approached. When I pulled back his hood, I realized instantly it wasn't him. The man turned around, smiling, waving my dad's phone, and lunged at my sister. We ran as fast as we could and barely made it back to the car. Later that night, I received a message from an unknown number. I like that your house is lit only by your bedroom TV. Seconds later, I saw him outside my window with a gun. He shattered the glass and disappeared before police arrived. They later found an AirTag hidden on my car tire. Months passed and he was never caught. He never came back, but the fear stayed with us.
In 2021, during a brutal winter storm, I crashed my car on a deserted road surrounded by forest. While waiting for help, I began hearing footsteps in the snow, then wet, slurping sounds near the tree line. Boot prints circled my car. Blood stained the snow. I followed the trail and found a decapitated deer, and then its severed head placed on my driver's seat. By the time my dad arrived, the evidence was gone, except for blood. Whatever was out there vanished into the woods. I never called the police. I was too exhausted. And honestly, I don't think it would have changed anything. To this day, I don't know who or what was out there that night. But I know one thing. I wasn't alone.